So it's Monday, week 2 of being back to work. I tried to go into it with a little bit more positive attitude than I did last week because, you know, after like a vacation or being out for medical leave, the last thing you want to do is go back to work. It wasn't too terrible, just a normal everyday, you know, come on guys, we need you to get this done, but then they schedule like 900 meetings so you don't have time to actually work. But other than that, wasn't terrible. And then I had run out to the cemetery for about a half hour, and then I had physical therapy at 5. I didn't leave there until like 5 after 6 because they were so busy. I'm headed home. Had to go to Food Lion afterwards. They were so busy, and I haven't been grocery shopping in a while. I'll try to put a picture. I think I did a picture, like a little clip of a video. Everyone was staring at my cart like maybe I had won the lottery or something, but no, I'm just poor now. I hadn't been grocery shopping for like a ton, like normal stuff in a while, because we had stuff that I was using up. And if you saw my other video a while back, I bought one of the large pork loins, cut that down into pork chops, so I got multiple, I think 6 or 7 dinners out of that. I still have those left, still have a bunch of chicken left, still have beef because, you know, we raise our own. But and then I did get some salmon. I got one of those Stouffer's family size lasagnas for one night because it's something different. All I have to do is pop it in the oven. My bill was going to be $340 and some change, but I do coupon. I also use my Ibotta stuff, so I make sure I clip all that stuff before I go to the stores. I did that last night. I saved $65 and some change because I had $10 in, what do you call that? Stop and save. I had $10 in there, and then I clipped a bunch of coupons, and I tried to make sure I stuck with the MVP. So that all came off of there and brought it down to like $290 something. Now, normally my bill would not be that much. However, my son's birthday is tomorrow, so I needed to get some stuff for that. He does not eat cake, but I already have cake mix at home. I'm going to go ahead and make that because I want to get it out of the house. So I'm going to send it home with the grandkids and stuff. You know, I'm going to make some cupcakes. So I'll make them in the morning before my appointment. That way they can be cooling off while I'm gone, and then I can put icing on them when I get back. He opted for, I gave him an option, like, what do you want? He opted for a taco night, build your own taco. So I had nothing for it, so I bought a bunch of stuff for that, all the shells, soft shells. And then I thought, gosh, I don't know how many tacos, you know, the son-in-law and daughter-in-law eat. So I'm gonna go home and get all this stuff put away and clean because the house is a mess. I mean, it's not terrible. I cleaned a bunch yesterday, but anyway, that was day 1. Today's Tuesday. It is day 2 of my second week of being back to work. I'm logging in late today because I have a follow-up appointment from my visit last week where I still had some infection in my arm after surgery, so they put me on a stronger antibiotic. So I'm going back today and have that checked out. I got up early because normally, today's my son's birthday, and normally I will decorate at night after he goes to bed, but you know, the older he gets, he doesn't go to bed as early. He goes to bed just whenever he wants to. Last night he did go to bed at the same time we were going to bed. The problem was I was too tired to wait up for him to fall asleep, because even though he knows I'm going to do it, I like to do it when he's asleep. I was unprepared, if I'm being honest, because I didn't think of it until I was in the shower last night. I said, oh my gosh, I didn't make sure I had balloons, because I usually blow up a few balloons and put them in the floor in the living room, hang just some streamers and everything, and I didn't dig any of that stuff out. So I thought, gosh, I know I have some in a cabinet, but I had just organized that cabinet, so I wasn't sure if I had any more if I put it somewhere else. Anyway, I was able to find that last night after my shower. Got that all ready, got the balloons blown up, put in a couple market bags. I got the streamers all cut in the lengths that I wanted them, wrapped his presents, got everything together. Then I got up early this morning and went in there and did it. I think it was like 6 o'clock Then I got back in bed for about 10 minutes and I said, oh, I need to get up. I got too much to do because I'm going to be working. My son likes a giant chocolate chip cookie. That's what he does, and we just cut it like a pie. I got to make that at some point. I already made the taco meat because he chose that he wanted a build your own taco night. I made the hamburger this morning so that way, you know, the flavors can get in. It's cooling off while I'm going to this appointment. When I get home, I'm gonna put it in a bowl, throw it in the fridge. Probably about 4, I'm going to put it in the crock pot and heat it up. I've never done that before, so I hope it doesn't ruin it, but I'm gonna let it just be on low for a while and then turn it on to warm. That way it's just ready to go. But other than that, should be a fairly, well, it's gonna be a busy day obviously because of everything, but hopefully it goes smoothly and I can get everything done that I want to get done. I also didn't clean last night like I should have done. I'm hoping my husband, instead of getting on TikTok and doom scrolling this morning before he leaves to go do what he has to do, I'm hoping he does the few dishes that are there. So all I have to do is put those away when I get home. So it is Tuesday. It was day 2 of my second week of being back to work. Okay, I got a lot done work-wise and home cleaning-wise. I do better when I'm up and down, up and down. So I worked at the island for a while since I was by myself and got stuff baked, taco meat, the rest of the taco meat made and everything. And then I put it in the crock pot a little while ago to let it heat up so that when I get home, everything is warm. Not too bad. I tried to go into this week with a more positive attitude. Anyway, hopefully it won't be a crazy rest of the week. Happy Wednesday. This day went very slow for some reason. Not that I wasn't busy. I got up early this morning. I don't know if I said this yesterday on my video, but my office consistently becomes a catch-all. Now in the winter during the holidays, it turns into my closet and the office turns into North Pole. The closet starts around October or November, and then my office about the week leading up to Christmas, because that's when I try to make sure everything is done and wrapped before Christmas Eve. And I obliterated all of that this year because I was armless, basically. So I had no choice but to really get everything, just leave it sit until I can start lifting. And now that I've been in physical therapy, I've had all 3 surgeries done, I'm starting to heal from them, I'm allowed to start lifting. I mean, this morning I got up and I started kind of clearing off my desk. My desk is a nightmare because it's got like wrapping paper, name tags, scotch tape, you name it. I didn't do anything with it other than throw it on the floor at this point. I got all the clothes off my chair because I hadn't been able to hang them in the closet because I couldn't lean over the stuff that was in the floor. I had purchased something over the summer for Christmas, couldn't find it, of course, and had to rip my closet apart. I also kind of threw a temper tantrum back in the summertime. I do this sometimes where, I don't know if anyone else who's ever lost a kid has this, but sometimes I get to the point where it's just so overwhelming, the grief, that I'm like, I need to just clean all of my stuff up, get rid of everything, throw it away, and then the universe can take me out and I won't leave this stuff as a burden to my son and my husband. And I threw everything out of my closet, all my clothes, and I throw them on the bathroom floor. Well, then if you ever start to clean something, you drag it all out and then you don't feel like dealing with it. I kind of have one of those moments. Now I got 3 trash bags full of stuff and threw it in. I was like, take this to donation. I don't wear it anymore anyway. I work from home and I have worked from home for 14 years now, so I don't need the office clothes anymore. I only needed to keep 1 or 2 pairs of pants and a couple of the shirts. And those bags sat in my floor for like 3 months, and then I was like, I'll just go through them and make sure I didn't throw anything important away. And then I just threw it in my car and dropped it off to donation one day. The rest of the stuff never made it back into the closet properly. I threw it on the floor. I just didn't feel like dealing with it. So all of the clothes, instead of me hanging them, I've been throwing them on my office chair. So I did get those moved to the bed. I'm going to address those tonight when I get home and get all the stuff out of the floor picked up and hung back up. I ordered some hangers off Amazon where you put a hanger in and then you drop that one side down so everything hangs vertically. So I got some of them for my pants and stuff that I don't wear all the time. They're now used for just like funerals and things like that, so I don't wear them a lot. So my goal is to address only the clothes tonight. I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm going to get those clothes out of the floor, get them hung up. I'm not even going to worry about doing them properly, hanging in there properly tonight. All I want is to get them out of the floor. I think what I'm going to do is, there's a box that I've been lugging around for 20 something years now. It's an old copy paper box, and I've always had pictures in them. It's been a good box. I hate to get rid of it, but the time has come. So I think what I'm going to do is sit down with that box. I'm going to put those pictures. I have the picture keepers, like the plastic picture containers that you get. I think I'm going to go through all those pictures, chunk what I don't want any longer, and put the rest in those boxes. So that way I can throw that box away. And if I can do that, then I'll call tonight a success. I have a bunch of meetings that I've scheduled for tomorrow for work. So it's going to be a busy day. I think tomorrow's supposed to be really nice. So I think tomorrow I'm going to walk. After I cleaned off my desk and stuff this morning and addressed some of that stuff, my husband and I did a 1.5 mile walk before I sat down to start working. So the goal is to take a walk in the morning and then take a walk on my lunch break. Hopefully the rest of the week goes faster than what today went. Happy Thursday. This day was not fast or slow. I don't know what it was. Started my morning with a walk. It's 75 degrees out today, but super windy. I did a bunch of work, had some meetings, and I'm going right on out to the cemetery, and then I'm going to meet my friend at Walmart because I need to pick up a couple things. We usually will try to meet up if we can and do just shopping for whatever holiday. I'm going to pick up a couple things for Easter. I've already gotten a few things, but I need to get something for the dog. But yeah, other than that, the day wasn't too bad. If I feel like it when I get home, there's a couple of things I want to do before I shut my computer completely down for the night. And I'll try to take you along a little bit at Walmart, but no one knows that I'm doing the YouTube because I like privacy. I don't like telling people stuff. Hopefully your week is going great. Oh, I forgot. I think I talked about this the other day on my Saturday video, that there was an estate sale that I really wanted to go to down in Virginia, but it just wasn't going to happen. Well, they've been posting online all week, like the things they had left, people were still interested in, they were still selling it for 50% off. And there was this mid-century modern bed frame that they had, and I really wanted it for my son, to upgrade him to more of an adult bed. I did reach out to them today because I know next Saturday they're going to be opening up the sheds out back for like a picker Saturday, where you can just come in, make your pile, make an offer on your pile, and go from there. So I said I can pay, if that frame is still available, I would love to get it. I can pay for it through PayPal or Venmo now and pick it up on the 4th since someone's going to be there, whatever you want. So right now I'm just trying to figure out, so I am going to be able to get that bed frame for $50, so that's going to be awesome, and I'm excited about that. So I'm really hoping they let me come down on the 4th and get it. If not, you know, I'll be making my trip down on Sunday. I think my husband and I are going to try to go. He's never been where I grew up. I think we're just going to kind of take a little day drive and, you know, go show him around different places. And I moved around a lot as a kid. Really, I say I'm from there, but it's where we lived at the longest when I was a kid, so I say that's where I'm from. I'm really not from anywhere at this point, but that would be pretty much a whole day thing, so I didn't want to say I would be there on Saturday or not. I don't know what he was doing. I think they're sitting there because some of the kids are, you know, after sports and stuff like that. People fly down this road. It's only 25 miles an hour. Anyway, I am headed to Walmart. Happy Friday. It started off as such a nice day today, 65, and then the wind blew in, cold weather and rain. We had plans for tomorrow to go over to some places in Maryland, kind of where I grew up at, and different things. My husband has never been over there, so we were going to go over there tomorrow, but it's just going to be cold, and a lot of those are little small towns in that area, you know, with little shops and everything. I don't want to go in and out, and it's supposed to be like 40 something degrees tomorrow. Was conflicted because there's also over in Berlin, Maryland, an estate sale tomorrow in the nice Ritchie section. I might go to that. I can tell it's going to be overpriced. Not overpriced, because the stuff is really nice based on the pictures, but I can tell it's going to be out of my budget. But there's a couple of things. There's a very pretty comforter set that I've seen the bed set, that the bed frame, and I can definitely tell that's a king size. So I'm hoping this comforter set is king size and that it's a decent price, because it looks very nice, and then I will just take it and have it dry cleaned. That's my hope. It wasn't too bad of a week, as long as I just kept myself in check. I find that I make it harder on myself when I speak up, because, you know, the employers, they don't like it when you speak up. They think that you're stupid, so they don't like it when you speak up, so then they make it harder on you. And I just have to remember that and not turn into my father. Sunday, I don't know what I'm going to do. If I don't make it over to that estate sale tomorrow and we decide to do what we are wanting to do, tomorrow, and we decide to go ahead and do it anyway, then I'll probably go over to the estate sale on Sunday and just see what's left. With any luck, the comforter's there, because if you watch this whole video through and you watched my video from last Saturday, then you know I wanted to go down to Virginia to an estate sale for this mid-century modern bed frame for my son, so that he has a nice bed. He just turned 19 this week. I don't even know what size this bed is, y'all. I think it looks like a full size. It definitely is not king. Worst case scenario, it's queen, which means we'd have to get him a new mattress. The hope is it's full size and he can use his mattress he currently has until we can afford to get him a new mattress. But TBD. Successful week for the most part, on count of I did get through some stuff. Goal is tonight to do some more pictures and go through them, and I got rid of all of that and some pictures from people from high school. So I made it out to the cemetery. I was thinking the other day, because most of the people I watch on YouTube are camper, you know, they camp, but that's what I watch, is camping. That's all I've ever watched on there, really, is camping. I branched out a couple of years ago and started watching people who do like crafts, or day in the life, or a week in the life, or people that live, you know, just in areas that I don't live. I love watching what people do, like just looking at other people's lives and how it is. It motivates me. It actually helps me sometimes realize not that I should be doing more. You know, you got one life, do it however you want to, but it makes me say to myself, when I was that age, because somehow a lot of these people are younger than me. They're like my daughter's age. And I don't know if I just started watching them because there are a couple of them that just remind me so much of her. I think that's kind of how I fell into watching them. Yeah, they just remind me of her, and sometimes it kind of motivates me to say, I remember when I was that age, and I had so many plans and visions and goals, whether it be career-wise or just personal-wise, just in general. And then as a parent, that kind of goes away, because some of these kids are, and I say kids because they're young enough to be my children, in their 20s, and they're living the life that I either used to live or that I thought I was going to live when I got to that age. And I'm watching them do it, and they're taking people along. So I enjoy it. I truly do. And then, you know, the others that are coming up into being 30 and just seeing where they are compared to, I mean, I can't say my daughter now because, you know, obviously she's passed away, but like my stepdaughter who is 32, and just kind of seeing where everyone's at. And sometimes you think, and even with my son, I'm not bashing my stepdaughter, even with my son, like I feel like sometimes he's behind of where he should be. what we were doing when we were 19 years old. Heck, we were like, I don't know about everybody else, but I was like couch surfing, sleeping in, you know what I mean? Living in a car, living at a hotel as a single mom. I'm looking at these kids now that actually have parents that care about them. And they're just living their life, and they're getting established, and they're going to school, and they're working, and or they're little young professionals, and they're working, and they're living at home still because their parents are allowing it, and they have their own space. They've created a space for them, so it's almost like they're on their own, and they're charging them rent, and you know, teaching them responsibility. And then I look at where other girls are, where like at my stepdaughter's age, as being a parent and maybe a single mom with a boyfriend kind of thing. And I'm like, sometimes when I feel like my kids are, I mean, our kids are great. I can't even say anything about that. But sometimes I worry they're behind, if that makes sense, of where they should be at the ages they are. But they're not. They're literally, and you forget that because I've been at home so long now. Hence why I wanted to start this YouTube this year, is to take me out of my comfort zone. And I don't know, just, you know, I'm still here living, and my daughter isn't. And these were just plans that we had, and I don't know how to do it. I think we bounced off of each other very well, to where it would have been more enjoyable if she was here doing the channel with me. Now I can't change that. So the only thing I can do is go through our little notebook, see the things that we had written down of our daily stuff that we currently were doing all the time, and the camping, you know, with getting a camper, and just other little side gigs and things like that that we had plans for, and just try to do them. It's going to be easier for me as the weather gets colder. I mean, oh my gosh, as the weather gets warmer, because I don't do cold very well, but I've always had a heat sensitivity, so I have that issue as well. I've always had that. But I don't sweat for whatever reason. Get overheated easily, so you know, on hot days I'm not going to be able to do stuff either unless it's inside. For the most part, I'll be able to take you along and show you some of the stuff that we were going to do, and ideas that we had, because I want 2026 to be the year and rolling into 27. And my husband and I have talked about it a few times over the past couple of weeks, especially as we're doing stuff more. My son doesn't want to be associating with his parents, so you know, he'll go somewhere and he stays at home and stuff with the dog, see something, and he'll go, well, there you go, that's you there you go, that could be for the business you were talking about. And I definitely want to focus on that, and focus on my husband's goals for what he has some goals, you know. I'm not going to say what they are because he's not on the internet, it's his personal stuff. So but just helping him with that. I've already started with that, starting at his birthday with a couple gifts that are geared towards that. You know, I have some ideas for some other things for him for Father's Day. I think this is going to be hopefully a good year for us. Another thing is, I really have been pulled in probably the past 10 years or so to do volunteering. And my daughter was the same. She did some Habitat for Humanity stuff because she worked at Lowe's, and Lowe's does what they call service here, and she did that a couple of times. And then in my daughter's memory, in her name, the Lowe's store that she worked at, you know, chose to do to her name of SPCA work. So we did that for 2 years in a row, going over to one of our local SPCAs and cleaning up and donating. And so I did a few volunteer things last year. I'm not going to be able to do the one I wanted to do this year because of my surgeries, because you do have to lift and move a lot. So hopefully pick that back up next year, because I did it last year, my son and I, and it was enjoyable. It was a lot of work, but it was enjoyable. And that was for feeding needy families during Easter, packing boxes at a large chicken company here in our area. So that was really fun, and it was so many people coming together to do that. A lot of people, thousands of boxes of stuff. So I kind of want to volunteer at the state park. I don't know what state park, we have quite a few, but the commitment right now is not it for me because of the surgery. So I'm not healed enough to be doing manual labor type things. So if they had something that you could volunteer and work in the office, you know, a few hours on a Saturday or something, and whether it's help clean and organize or whatever, that would be more my speed. But they didn't have anything like that listed on their volunteer list. But just try to take some time and figure out, like, revisit my goal list and everything, and see where I'm at with it, and mark off the couple things I've already done. So tomorrow I will be making a video of whatever we do, and Sunday I will take you along with whatever I decide to do. So I hope everyone had a great week. I'm getting lucky. I was going to cook dinner tonight, but you know, being a Friday, I was like, man, I don't feel like cooking. so I didn't take anything out. I think I started to say this and then I went off on a tangent of something else earlier in the video for today. If you followed me last Saturday, if you watched the video, I was going to go to an estate sale and they had this mid-century modern bed frame. I did end up reaching out to that estate sale liquidator, and because they were saying, you know, some of the stuff was going to go to donation, I said, hey, do you by any chance still have, and I told them which bed, this bed frame, and if so, you know, is it still $50? And, you know, I mean, can I still buy it? Because on the 4th, which is next weekend, they are having a pickers Saturday where you come in and pick the sheds, whatever. You make a pile outside and then you offer a price. So I said, since you're going to be there, I can pick it up then. So they agreed. I'm actually getting that. So I think I forgot to say that earlier. Anyway, I did not feel like making dinner, but we would just get something out. And I texted my husband and said, what do you want? I was going to go get a couple cold cut subs or something, Italian subs, and I didn't really want to because I didn't really want that. He said that he was thinking Jersey Mike's, and I was like, sold. I'd rather have that cheesesteak. I like getting a Chipotle cheesesteak. I got lucky, so I didn't have to cook tonight. So yeah.